Okay, so your concern is that if every time you said to a child, don't worry about doing work, then the next time they would escalate their behaviour in order to get that outcome. Totally valid. What I would do in this scenario is if you see a repeating pattern of your child, student kicking off every time they need to do work, that would tell me there is an anxiety or an issue surrounding that subject or doing work at all. So I would first stand there and ask myself, is this student bored? Is the work too hard? Are we asking too much? And sort of go through those options. Now, if the student is bored, because it's just boring and I can't be bothered, it's just boring, I would implement maybe a different strategy. I would come in with a board game, something easy to set up, even something like Connect 4, depending on how old they are. And I would bring that in and I would say, right, we're going to do a little bit of Connect 4 today. And then we're going to do a couple of questions, then we'll do a bit of Connect 4 or, whatever game. So you can sort of like take that boredom away, or you can say, right, we're going to do 2 questions and then we're going to have like a quick running race outside and we're going to come back and we're going to do 2 more questions. That's the kind of thing I would do if they were bored. Now, if they're not bored and it's an anxiety, you need to figure out what it is. Is it writing? Do they physically not want to write? Is it, the work is too difficult and you need to bring it down a little bit? So in that case, I would sort of like, they've exploded and they've left the classroom, that's the scenario you're in. When we're on a walk, I talk to them about it. How you feeling today? What's gone on? Have you had a good day? Can you, tell me something good that happened? Maybe tell me something bad that's happened. And I'm honest with my students, so I always give a relatable story, and I would say to them, do you know, when I was at school, I absolutely hated maths. I hated it. And this is why I struggled, because I felt like the teacher wasn't really listening to me. And even when he explained it to me 5 times, I still didn't understand it. And he was getting frustrated, the teacher's getting frustrated, and I was really stressed. So I just gave up. And that's honest. And I would tell them that. And then they might go, okay, well, actually, I feel similar because of X, Y, and Z. And then you can start breaking down those walls and you can say, do you know, I totally understand the way you're feeling. Why don't we just try and do a little bit at a time? We'll work up from the bottom and blah, blah, blah. If you've got to write a story and you don't want to write a story, I'll write it for you. You can say, once upon a time, there was a little boy, and then I'll fill in some gaps, and then you can do some, and you just work with it that way. What you don't want to do is go, okay, don't worry about doing work today. And keep doing that. You need to start trying to break down the walls of why they're feeling the way that they're feeling and go from there, basically.